Hello everyone, and welcome to the latest installment of a.k.a. Now I've been receiving some messages, some comments, some text messages. Where are you? You're not giving us the latest news. The sports things are happening and we want to hear your thoughts on it. Well, I'm here to give you what you all want. Now first up, unfortunately, the passing of George Steinbrenner, the Yankee owner, took place a short while ago. I should say a short while ago, but a while ago on the early morning of the All-Star game. He died of a heart attack. And he was George Steinbrenner III, a.k.a. the boss, the owner of the New York Yankees. Now, he owned the Yankees for 37 years as the principal owner. I mean, he bought them in 1973 for, a little under $10 million, and look at where the franchise is now. It's worth, billions upon billions upon billions of dollars. So, he's been regarded as one of the greatest owners in Major League Baseball history, if not in all sports, in terms of the way he just redefined ownership and the things that he did. In baseball, he pretty much made free agency not something that you just thought of as a way to, add to the team, but he used it as a tool, something more as like a necessity to turn your team into a championship team and stay competitive year to year to year to year. Throughout, George Steinbrenner's legacy as the owner of the Yankees, he's been there throughout 7 World Series titles, numerous pennants, numerous great players that have walked through those hallowed halls. Players such as Mariano Rivera, Bernie Williams, Derek Jeter, CC Sabathia, Andy Pettit. The list goes on and on and on and on and on. George Steinbrenner will definitely be missed. He had a lot of enemies, and a lot of people didn't like working for him. But one thing that they could all say was that he wanted to do one thing and one thing only, and was to win. And I'm sure the Yankees could be happy in knowing that on the day that George Steinbrenner unfortunately passed away, that the Yankees had the best record in baseball and were in first place in the AL East. Way to go out on top, boss. To the boss. Now moving along, let's talk about the NBA. In my last episode, I spoke about the Miami Thrice South Beach Super Team and how Wade, Bosh, and LeBron James were all going to be teammates on the Miami Heat. Now, it seems as though that LeBron James is getting some flack for his decision that he's made. Michael Jordan has come out and said that, if he were LeBron James in his playing day, in terms of when Michael Jordan was playing, he would have never thought of calling, Larry Bird or Magic Johnson. He wanted to beat them. He didn't want to win with them. Charles Barkley has come out and said also that in terms of wanting to be the next Michael Jordan or the greatest player in the game today, he could kiss that goodbye by joining forces with 2 other All-Stars. Now, another great player, Magic Johnson, he kind of was on the same level of Sir Charles and his airness, but he kind of took a little twist to it. He did say that if he were LeBron, he wouldn't have called other players and wanted them to play with him or gone to play with other great players. But another twist he did add to it was talking in the third person in terms of if he were LeBron. He made a comment in that he thinks that LeBron looked at the Lakers and saw how the Lakers had, acquired Lamar Odom, Ron Artest, and Pau Gasol via free agency to play with Kobe Bryant to make a great team, and how Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce were assembled in Boston to form a great team, and how maybe this is a trend in the NBA, and he probably doesn't see anything wrong with it because these are the last 2 champions that have won, and they were pretty much assembled as superpower teams. Now, personally myself, I think that LeBron James is smart enough of a player to realize that by joining forces with 2 All-Stars and 2 guys that are marquee names and basically going along to play with Dwayne Wade at South Beach, he's throwing away his legacy of being the greatest player of today and being the next Michael Jordan. But I do feel that he's thinking more so after he's done playing and the big picture. And he's thinking of it as, okay, if I'm not known as the greatest player in the game, but what would they think of me if I retire with 5, maybe 6 rings? You could still make it to the Hall of Fame being a great number 2, a la Scottie Pippen, a la James Worthy, a la tons of players. So maybe we, the media, or we, the fans, we're putting it on LeBron James that he needs to be the man, that he needs to do this, and he needs to do that. I mean, the guy came out in a Sports Illustrated article and stated that he didn't even really care for scoring points, that he wanted to be the facilitator. And what really made him want to go to the Miami Heat was the simple fact that he wanted to go to a team that didn't have a point guard so he could assume those responsibilities. I mean, for a guy that led the NBA last season with 29.7 points a game, I mean, it's hard to believe that he doesn't want to score. But hey, if he doesn't want to do it, you can't make somebody do what they don't want to do. And if he wants to be a facilitator to win a championship ring, so be it, you know? But hey, we all know the road still goes to LA because they are the defending champs. Now, let's switch topics back to baseball. Now, the trade deadline is looming, so when that comes across, I'll definitely keep you updated on, the major moves that all the teams have made to put themselves in position to make the World Series. But one big name has already moved, and that's Seattle Mariners pitcher, or I should say amazing pitcher, Cliff Lee, was traded to the Texas Rangers. So I'm sure the Rangers are hoping with the addition of Cliff Lee, with their bats of Vladimir Guerrero and Josh Hamilton, that maybe they could catch lightning in the bottle and in the second half of the season make it to the playoffs. So we all know when it hits the playoffs, it's a brand new season. In other news, Serena Williams has had surgery on her foot, so she doesn't know she's going to play yet for the U.S. Open in terms of tennis. College football is around the corner, and there are allegations out there saying that among the stipulations to USC losing the recruits that they can have, which are 10 per year over the next 3 years, that they had to return the Heisman Trophy of Reggie Bush. And Reggie Bush himself might have to return his Heisman Trophy. Now, yes, everybody gets a trophy. The school gets a duplicate, and so does Reggie Bush. So pretty much, there were some NCAA infractions that took place. I don't know what they are right now, but in the end, it looks like USC is going to have to exonerate everything that the school did when Reggie Bush was there. It's a shame because when he was there, he was almost like the poster boy of the team. But it's the way it happens in college sports. Thank you for watching, and when anything happens, you know where to turn. EITV!